But yeah, I mean, just being in the state in general is pretty interesting because the it's when you live in America, one of the things that you start to learn is how you have to look at this country like Europe, not like America. Like I think one of the dumbest things I hear now that I used to say all the time too is when I hear Kiwis go, "Oh, all Americans are stupid," and I'm like, "Well, which ones?" Because Texas is to New York what France is to Germany. They're all completely different countries. Each state is its own thing. And one of the things about living in New York right now that's really interesting is seeing how it's seeing this government in action and seeing how the states are so hugely independent of the federal government and how the sort of weird negotiations in that take place. But yeah, I mean, we are far away from the epicenter by a long way.
So the epicenter is basically New York, and you're saying you're upstate New York.
Yeah. They're in Manhattan. I'm way out in the country.
How do you think Cuomo's doing? He's your governor, isn't he?
Better than most, I think.
Yeah.
I think he. I don't think there's anyone who had the crystal ball that you needed to navigate this thing perfectly. He's one of the people who sort of started listening to experts. Really, I mean, you can put your leadership in two categories, I guess, around the world. There are people who kind of got on the phone to people from the World Health Organization and went, well, you know more about this than me, so let's put your plan into action. And then you've got people like Trump who went, okay, I've heard everything you had to say, let me think about it.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, no, you don't. Like, we've done the thinking. We've been thinking about this for like 2 decades, and we've all trained hard to be the people who think about this. I don't think Donald Trump thinking about this for another day is going to add anything.
Well, other than casualties, perhaps.
Other than casualties, 100%, right? But I mean, we've got a governor here who actually listens and puts the plans into action, and they tell him 30,000 ventilators is what he's going to need, and that's what he's trying to get. So, yeah, I think he's doing a pretty decent job considering the situation, and I think he's also doing a really good job of. Like I heard him on the radio yesterday, letting everyone know that, the rate of doubling is going, the rate at which we're doubling cases is slowing. So while we're still increasing, we're increasing slower. So it's just refreshing when you hear a politician say, I've got good news and bad news, not just I've got all the good news. Yeah. And now for the bad news, here's a guy I'm firing next week.
And I guess unless you're Trump, and then it's the bad news gets wrapped up as this is really good news. I heard him the other day say, I'm paraphrasing, but the death toll could have been 2.5 million, so 250,000 is basically a win.
Dude, the bad news is just him getting up there. Really?
How do you miss? I don't know. How are you missing Jacinda?
One of the most. Like a little thing, but a big thing for me was hearing Grant Robertson actually at a press conference being asked by a reporter, like, are you going to be able to save everyone's job, or some dumb reporter question where they're trying to get their headline where they say Grant Robertson says not every job will be saved or whatever. Yeah. But I just found his response was really good because he just said, no, obviously not. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Obviously there's going to be casualties, human and economical. We're not going to be able to save everyone's job. We're going to do everything that we can to make it. And then you just sort of see the reporter there going, oh, well, that's kind of what I wanted, but now I don't want it anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's I definitely miss the leadership back home just because it is leadership. It's the hugest difference between there and here is, Jacinda has the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And that's such a huge part of leadership is like, it's not just what the plan is, it's how you get everyone who you need to follow the plan to follow it.
Yeah.
Right. You don't just come out there and go, well, I'm going to say my thing and then everyone's going to follow it because I'm the boss.
Yep.
That works when everyone's getting a paycheck from you and they either do what you say, you can fire them, which is what Trump is used to. He's not used to the idea that you go, okay, I'm the leader of a country and half of these people don't want to fucking listen to me. So I have to be considerate and worded. The whole thing with him of just not wanting a teleprompter in there and not realizing that the reason that in the States, particularly a president has to do that is because they have a team of people who look over every word that comes out.
Yep.
to make sure that when you got something like this, you know, all those evangelical numpties in the Bible Belt are also going to they're going to follow the rules of the briefing just as much as all the sort of libs in their dance clubs in the middle of New York City.
Yeah.
You know, but they're with him. There's no. It's just, oh well, I'll tell everyone to stay inside and wash their hands, and they'll do it. Job done. Bye, everyone.